Today I'm going to show you how to add properties to your turtles. I have a very simple model here with 50 turtles milling around, and I want to add a property called happiness because I'm building a model where my turtles are lonely if they don't run into each other every now and then. When they do, the happiness score is set, and then it slowly ticks down if they don't run into somebody for a while. I thought that would be pretty cool. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to click on this code tab, take a look at what we got. I'm going to put this in the description. You can cut and paste so you can have exactly what I have. And you'll have to make a button for your setup and a button for your go. Then you'll be set. All right, so I want to add a property to my turtles. So I'm going to say turtles own happiness. So the property is happiness. And if we want more than one thing in here, we could put something like hungry. And maybe that's a Boolean, right? Happiness is going to be an integer. I'm going to go from 10 down to 0. If they're 0, they're not happy at all, right? And they're going to be red. We're not going to use hungry right now, but that would be cool. All right, so happiness, when we go ahead and make our turtles, let's go ahead and set happiness to 0. They're going to start out miserable. They're not happy at all. And then we want to recolor them based on the property. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to make a procedure called to recolor turtle. Right. And then I'll just say if else, let me move my mouse. Happiness is greater than 0. We'll say set color to yellow, right? And then if happiness is not greater than 0, set color to red. No bueno. End. All right, so now we set our happiness. We're going to go through each one of the turtles, creating them, setting properties. Once that happiness is set, we'll say recolor turtles. Oh, no S in turtles. Recolor, there we go, turtle. And the reason I have it recolor turtle, because we're going to do one turtle at a time, right? We have this, we're going to do it in the create turtles, and we're going to do it when we ask turtles. We're going to recolor them. All right, so now what we need is some sort of collision detection, right? Let me go down to underneath recolor turtle, and I think I'm going to do a how about on meet? You know, they meet their fellow turtle and then they're happy. So if any, right? So if any other turtles here, then we're going to set happiness, and I think I'm going to do a random number, right? So we'll do random, let's say 5. That's going to be between 0 and 4. But, you know, we want to make sure they're happy for a little bit. So let's add, we'll add 4 to the random number, right? So now what are we going to get? This is going to be between 0 and 4. This is going to add 4. So we're going to go from what, 0 to, or 4 to 8. That's that way every turtle is happy for at least a little while, but we have some stochasticity in the model with our random number. Then once we set our happiness score, we will recolor turtle. Nice. And where is on meet gonna happen? Let's go ahead, and we could put that up in here, but remember, when we're checking the on turtles here, we have to be careful how we're moving the turtles around. We either have to do all the checks first, then move the turtles, or move the turtles and then do checks. One or the other. Let's go ahead and copy this block of code, and I think I'll just do it after, right? So the turtles move, and then we'll do on meet. Control C, Control V. Let's see what happens. We'll just go ahead and check. Let's click on the interface tab. We don't need to hit setup. You can hit setup anyway. And then I'm going to hit go. And now the turtles, whenever they collide with another turtle, they become happy, both of them, right? Even if one's happy and one's not happy, or both are unhappy. But there's no way to diminish the happiness over time. I think we should do that next. Let's hit the go button to turn it off. And then I'm going to go to code, and we are going to do a diminish happiness procedure. Let's scroll on down to the bottom of the code stack here, and we'll make our procedure. Let's do how about reduce happiness? That might be a little easier to spell. Reduce happiness, and we'll do an if else. How about happiness if that is equal to 0? Let's not go negative. Let's say set happiness to 0 if it is 0. So we're not going negative. You can't get any less happy than that. And then if it's not 0, it means we have some sort of integer value for happiness. Let's do happiness will be set to happiness minus 1. How about that? All right, so every time we call reduce happiness, it's going to go down by 1. End. And we have to be careful. Maybe we should do a recolor. No, you know why I don't have to do that? I'm going to do a Control C. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to do it before the on meet. There we go. But if you really wanted to be thorough, you could do the recolor there too. It won't hurt anything. One more operation. All right, let's hit the check. And then let's see what we got. Turtles should start becoming happy and then becoming less happy over time. We don't really have a gradient, so we can't tell too closely. You know what we need? We need to be able to set some of these values to play around with them. And we need a monitor, and we need maybe a plot to show how many turtles are currently happy at any given point. We will do that in the next video with our user interface elements.